Just a reminder that these videos are made for adult doll collectors or adults buying dolls for others. This is not a video for children. Viewer discretion is advised. Thank you very much for listening. Hello Internet! My name is Kelsey and welcome back to my closet. Today we are going to look at something that I did not think I was going to get. I feel like I'm saying that a lot lately. I went to Target and I fell in love with this specific refresh Draculaura from Monster High G3. So what happened was, every time I go to Target, obviously, I have to go down the toy aisle and see what's going on. And they must have just stocked because there were a couple of these, there were a couple of the Fabulous Pets sets, which I hadn't seen before, and Neon Frights was finally in my Target. I had seen a lot of pictures of this specific Draculaura and I liked her outfit and I loved the accessories, but I wasn't connecting with her face. So I'm going down the aisle, I see she's there and I'm looking and I'm like, whoa, like, what? I didn't like this face. What happened? So I pick up a second one. There were only two on the shelf. And I start looking between their faces, and the second one I'm like, oh, yeah, no, this is the face that I didn't like. This one may be a misprint or maybe a variant. And I'm going to put the other one up on the screen later side by side with this face so you can see the difference. But this one does not have the extra black around her eye makeup. And for some reason, when I saw that, I was like, yeah, she's perfect. I couldn't look away and I was like, I did not come in here planning to buy this. I didn't plan to see this, but then I didn't plan to buy this. So I'm like, oh my god, I have to have her. It's a good thing that I did because the other refresh Draculaura is now gone. They have not restocked. Yeah, it was unexpected, but I mean, when you find a doll with a different face up that just speaks to you, sometimes you just have to go for it. And the other interesting thing is I looked on the batch code and everything to try to see. Everything was the same on both boxes. The batch codes, like all of this stuff. So I was like, why is she different? So that's why I'm thinking it could be a misprint, but then again, who knows? Anyway, so let's look at the box. Of course, she is in the standard Monster High G3 packaging, but we have the updated artwork, and down here it tells us we have Count Fabulous, and then here's her barcode. Like I said, I found her in Target. I guess she and the refresh Claudine are gonna start popping up in other people's Targets, so if you're looking for her, that's probably the place to go first. Here's the back of the box, again with the super pretty artwork, and this time the artwork matches the actual design of the doll better than it did in the first wave of G3 dolls. And they've also changed a couple of things in her little profile here on the back. So it says her monster type is Wicked Cute Vampire. Her must-haves are her Batpack instead of backpack, and Spooky Spellbook, and her monster pet is Count Fabulous. So with that out of the way, let us open up refresh Draculaura. Alright guys, our lovely new Draculaura is out of the box. First of all, I'll just show you the hat real quick so we can kind of get that out of the way because it is probably going to fall off. The hat is a flexible, rubbery black plastic. It has a spiderweb pattern on the inside and the outside of the brim, and there are tiny holes from where they had plastic ties holding it into the packaging, but they're really not very noticeable after you get it out, and it is cute that they finally gave her the hat that she pretty much wears in all of the animated series. Let's look at Draculaura herself. I'm gonna move her over to this side here so you can see her, and then I'm going to put the picture of the other face that was at the store right there. And you can see that there is a noticeable difference with the eye makeup. The one that I left at the store has extra black around the eye, whereas this Draculaura has mostly just the pink eyeshadow. And I don't know what it is about that made me really like her face more, but it did. Because like I said, I picked her up and I literally said, whoa, out loud looking at her, standing in the middle of the aisle. Let us look at it now by herself. So her bangs are pretty crunchy. So they're blocking off her eyebrows, but she does have black eyebrows. There is like a shiny layer under the eyebrow, which you can't really see with the bangs because they're so heavy they cast a shadow. But if you tilt her head back, you can see that iridescent eyeshadow by the eyebrow. And then the main eyeshadow is pink buffed out around the entire eye and a little white layer closer to the lid. Of course, she has the little hearts in her eyes. She has her heart beauty mark and a super dark red lipstick. And I really like that. The darker lipstick that they've been using more on the G3 Monster High dolls is really speaking to me so much. I think they really are trying, and they heard the feedback from the first round of G3 Monster High dolls, which I always liked. You know, I never had a problem with them. Of course, I'm not an OG Monster High collector because that was outside of my doll days in childhood, but I never had a problem with the first wave of G3s, but I think a lot of people wanted them to bring that spookiness back, and I think they're trying to. This is why we can see them leaning into more dark colors with the dolls. So I really appreciate the dark lipstick on this Draculaura. And of course, she has her little pointed ears, and we have coffin-shaped earrings with hollowed out hearts and little spiderweb details on it. One is black and one is pink on the opposite sides of her split dye hair, where we have pink on one side, black on the other, and it is saran, just like the first G3 Draculaura. I think I need to redo the pigtails a little bit. Like, there's some box hair going on here, but it's easily fixed. I just want to make them a little less creased. That's the word I'm looking for. I want to make them less creased, but for the most part, they look good. There is a bit of a kind of mix up here. I don't know if that was an accident or whatever, that some of the black got into the pink and vice versa. Probably not intentional. At least it's saran, thank God, because as much as I love Neon Frights Draculaura, the poly hair gets to me after a while of holding her. Black saran especially is one of my favorite hair fibers. Draculaura deserves saran. She deserves the best. Then we get down to her outfit, and I really love the updates that they've made to her outfit while still having her have that old school Victorian vibe. So we have, of course, a little plastic collar with white bat wings and a heart in the center, which of course has spiderweb detailing. If we take that off, that is rubber banded around her. We can see her shirt underneath here. So it's made to look like these are two separate pieces, but the sleeves are actually attached to the bodice, and so is the little peeking trim out here at the bottom. So the main part is a pink pleather over top of a black mesh shirt, and the black mesh sleeves are gathered in the middle by the elbow and then again at the wrist to give them a puffiness on both sides. And there's a little bit of mesh trim at the bottom, like I said, to make it look like the shirt is kind of poking out. I do like that there's some nice contour stitching on the bodice part so that it fits to her body. And then we have her skirt, which is also the same hot pink pleather, but with a spiderweb design printed on all the way around, and at the center of each spider web is a little heart. There is a ruffled skirt at the bottom, which is unfinished, and a white tulle ruffle underneath that, also unfinished. This kind of pleather doesn't fray or anything. It just might be a little susceptible to flaking and peeling with time, but it is a nicer pleather, so probably will hold up for a good while, especially if you take good care of it. I like too that the spiderweb design isn't super in your face, it's a little more subtle. And then we also have some fishnets, which go all the way down to her feet. They are complete tights, which is great for restyles, of course. And then we have the shoes, which I think are a big improvement over the first Draculaura's shoes. Draculaura hasn't had the most amazing shoes, I don't think, out of most of G3. Like, a lot of the time I'm a little more underwhelmed. Not that they're not cute, but they're not as creative as some of the other Monster High shoes. Like Frankie tends to have really cool shoes, Cleo, Laguna, she has some pretty cool shoes, but these are really cute. Again, they're not super out there, but they are definitely better than the first ones. So we have these little hot pink booties. They have heart buckles with bat wings and molded belts going around the heel and the toe. And we have a molded and painted zipper down the front. The soles of the shoes, well, we have high heels, of course, and there are a lot of sculpted details. We have little hearts, there's more belting, and a lot of kind of carving, almost, like what you would find in an old Victorian house, that gingerbread sort of decoration they would put on walls or on the outside trims. Nothing super monstrous, like I would have liked to see it maybe be a little more batty, more spiderwebby, kind of like the way they incorporated it into Vampire Heart's cage skirt. But it's fine. Extra detail is extra detail, of course. And again, it does speak very Victorian, very elegant, and maybe even Rococo. And then on the bottom of the shoes, we have hearts with little spider webs. And that is pretty much refreshed Draculaura on her own. Of course, she has the standard articulation for a G3 Monster High doll, including the chest articulation. Let's see what she comes with, because for the most part, all the accessories have been updated. Firstly, we have her new backpack. It is more of a standard backpack shape, but it has bat wings on it. We have a heart molded pouch on the front, spiderweb details, and a little charm which you can take off that is just a cute little bat. It's almost like a coin pouch or something, or maybe like a hand sanitizer hanging thing. And we have straps, and it is a flexible rubbery plastic like the hat, so it can open and you can put stuff inside. And it looks more roomy than her original backpack. We also have Count Fabulous, who is in cat form, because apparently Count Fabulous can be a cat or a bat in the G3 series. I don't know why. I don't know if maybe they couldn't make up their mind on what pet they wanted Draculaura to have, so they were like, ¿Por qué no las dos? Cute, fine. I like Monster High pets more than like Barbie pets, but doll pets are still kind of like, eh, to me. We have these super thin Batwing sunglasses. Very, very thin compared to her original sunglasses. I don't know how I feel about these, because for thin sunglasses, I would like them to lay a little bit lower so it kind of looks like she's peering over them at you, but they kind of just cut across her eye. And I don't know if that's just because of the way that her hair is right now. It's kind of blocking the ear grips from sitting nicely. I don't know. I think I like the other sunglasses better. We have this book, which is her spell book. It says Monster Magic and has a picture of what kind of looks like her original backpack on the front. There is a molded spider web with a skelett on the back, and inside it says Monster Magic. And she has signed it down here. This is all just gibberish. Over here, it's kind of like an evolution from a little witch into a big witch. And we have some other magic and bat imagery. Very cute, since Draculaura is into witchcraft. We have this adorable little drinking cup, which reminds me a lot of the Miniverse Halloween cup, which I did finally get, pumpkin spice latte, but I screwed it up when I was putting it together and did not put the lid on before the resin dried. So now it's sticking up. But yeah, this is very similar vibe with the bat-shaped heat guard, I guess. And we have a purple lid and straw. And when you take this out, the whole drink comes out. So then it's just an empty clear cup. You can also take the holder off and just have it as a regular juice glass. And it has a little hole for a finger so that she can hold it. We also have a sunscreen. The original one also came with sunscreen, but this one is different. I mean, not by much. It's just purple instead of yellow. Still SPF 500, still have the Skillet little pump on the top and the hole for her to hold it. She has some lip gloss, which has a fanged mouth on the front. It's black, and we have the finger hold. And then her final accessory, which is super adorable, is this bat-shaped bento box. So it kind of looks like the charm on her backpack. It's a little purple bat with a pink bow. It has tiny little fangs, a little heart in its eye, and it's winking at us. And when you take off the top, you can see her lunch inside. So she's got some scary strawberries, little sandwiches cut in the shape of bats, a coffin-shaped cake or something, chocolate bats. This is so cute. I just love all these accessories. Not that the first accessories are bad, that's the thing. I'm not here to say that the Refresh Draculaura is better. I think there are some areas where they improved, like the shoes have a lot more interesting details, and I do like the lean into a darker color scheme for her. But as far as the accessories, I mean, they're pretty much one-to-one. You know, we have the food, the makeup, the drink, the backpack. So it's all a lot of the same category of things, just changed around. And it's nice that they gave us different accessories so that we have just more to expand upon for Draculaura. Let me just bring, speaking of original Draculaura here, and let's look at the two of them. So the biggest differences in the face are, of course, the lipstick color being much darker here, the bang shape being flat across versus the pointed bangs, and the eye makeup. Hers is a little more detailed, and in the one with the black around the eye, it comes across a little bit darker. I mean, their makeup with this variant or whatever that I got is more similar, but she does have a few extra touches, like the white stripe above the eyelid, the little shimmery area under the eyebrow. I love both of them. They're both cute and special in their own ways. This Draculaura has a lot more layers to her outfit compared to this one. So you can change this outfit up a lot more because you can take off the bodice and still have the sheer shirt underneath. You can take the cape on or off depending on how you want her to look. So I think there's a little more room for customization just as a base doll, whereas this one, this is the outfit. You know, the most you could really do is remove the tights. You can't wear the bodice without the black shirt because they're one piece. Also, since I mentioned it before, these shoes are very plain. As you can see, there's no real molded details. There's only really two paint colors here. They're very basic, not bad, like I said, but basic. Whereas these feel a little bit more Monster High levels of detail because we have all these molded areas, more detail paint. They're just a little bit cooler, so I like these shoes better for sure. But I'm glad that I have both of them. You know, like I said, I originally was not planning to get Refresh Draculaura, but she is super pretty, or at least this one that I found is super pretty. And since I saw photos and other people's videos of her, I did really like the outfit a lot. I think even though this outfit has more mix and match possibilities, I still really like this. I like the black sleeves, I like the little collar, and I like her dark lipstick. They're both really good Draculauras. I mean, just add another one to the army, that's all. You guys, let me know what you think of Refresh Draculaura, and again, if you see variations in her makeup, let me know. I would really love to know if this one is a variant that more people are going to find, or if maybe I just happen to get like a one-of-a-kind Draculaura. That would be pretty crazy. Highly doubtful, but you never know. Anyway, thanks so much for watching the video. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, share the video with your friends, and until next time, boo-eye. That was really lame.